This is today's bell assignment. Please pause the video and let them work on it at their desks. When you're finished, please put a problem at the board to go over it as a class. When they're finished, go ahead and press play. What we're talking about today is lesson 75, the area of a trapezoid. Recall that we multiply the base and height of a parallelogram to find its area. The base and height are perpendicular. So the parallelogram, this is showing that we take this triangle that's left over and we put it over here to find this rectangle. That's why we can just take the base times the height. Okay, because we're really just finding the area of a rectangle, it's just shaped differently. Also recall that the product of multiplying the base and height of a parallelogram is the area of a rectangle. Oh, I just said that. If the parallelogram is not a rectangle, its area is nevertheless equal to the area of a rectangle with the same base and height. This is so because the portion of the parallelogram outside of the rectangle matches the whole inside the rectangle. So this part here oops, I still have a blue marker out, matches this part over here. That's what they're saying there. To find the area of a trapezoid, we can find the area of the rectangle with the equivalent area. A trapezoid has two bases, which area parallel with a trapezoid has two bases, which area parallel sides. That doesn't make any sense. Which are parallel sides. That's what it's supposed to be. Okay, a trapezoid has two bases which are parallel sides. All trapezoids, for it to be a trapezoid, has to have two parallel sides. And those two sides are the bases. The perpendicular distance between the bases is the height. If we multiply either one of the bases by the height, the result is a rectangle that is either too small or too large. So if we took the smaller base of the trapezoid times the height, this red area in here is the area that we would find. And we still have these gaps that aren't covered by that. But if we take the larger base times that height, then we have this over portion. This is too much. Okay, so instead of multiplying one of the bases by the height, we multiply the average length of the bases by the height. The average length of the bases is the length halfway between the length of the shorter base and the length of the shorter... Whoops, what did I just say? The average length of the bases is the length halfway between the length of the shorter base and the length of the longer base. So it's somewhere right in the middle, and if you take this little portion, okay, and if I pulled that out to the side and I rotated it around, that would be the same as, whoops, well, it doesn't work out perfectly. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry, that was my bad. It would be the same as this portion here, and if I took this little piece that's left out to the side over here, and I moved it, whoops, I had to flip it, turn it around, and I moved it to this piece here, then that fits that hole. Okay, so it has to be an average. It's right in between. Notice the parts of the trapezoid outside the rectangle match the holes inside the rectangle. We can express this method for finding the area of a trapezoid with a formula. So this is the formula. The area of a trapezoid equals the average length of the bases times the height. This is the formula that you need to know for finding the area of a trapezoid. B1 is base 1, B2 is base 2, and H is the height. All you have to do is plug in that information. So this would be, the bases are always the parallel sides, so just base 1, base 2, and the height, plug into the formula, you can't go wrong. So it says, Eric needs to replace the shingles on the south side of his roof. The section of roof is a trapezoid with the dimensions shown. How many square feet of shingles does he need to cover this section of the roof? So I'm going to use our nifty formula, A equals half, or which is the area, or the average of base 1 and base 2 times the height. Okay, so the area of a trapezoid equals half times the quantity of base 1 plus base 2 times the height. So my base 1 is going to be here So this is base 1, this is base 2, and this is my height. So I'm going to plug them into all the appropriate places. So the area equals 1/2. Instead of base 1, I'm going to put 8 plus, instead of base 2, I'm going to put 24 times the height, which is 12. So I now have to follow order of operations, so I have to do parentheses first. Inside those parentheses, I have 8 plus 24, which is going to get me 32. Bring the rest straight down. Whoops, I don't know why I just put 8. Okay, so half of 32 is going to be 16. Bring the rest straight down. And then all I have to do is punch that into my calculator. So 16 times 12 is going to give me 192. So the area equals 192, and we're talking about area, so it's going to be square feet. Final answer. Alright, the bases of a trapezoid are 12 centimeters and 18 centimeters, so this is B1, B2. The height is 8 centimeters. Find the area of the trapezoid using the formula. Area equals 1/2 the quantity of base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Please pause the video and give them an opportunity to do this on their own paper. When they are finished, play the video so they can check their work. Alright, so we have area equals half the quantity of b sub 1 plus b sub 2 times the height. Okay, we said our base 1 was going to be 12, so we're going to plug in 12 for that, plus, instead of base 2, we'll put 18, times our height of 8. So I have this now. If you don't understand where I've gotten something from, please raise your hand and ask. I'm going to follow order of operations. So I have 12 plus 18 is 30. Bring everything else straight down. Then all I have is multiplication, which I'm going to work from left to right. Half of 30 is 15. Okay, so then we have the area is equal to 15 times 8, which gets us 120. And we have to label it. We're talking about area. It was measured in centimeters, so it's going to be 120 square centimeters. Final answer. Okay, if you didn't get that, please raise your hand and ask a question. If you did, good job. Your homework for today is lesson 75, A through E, and 5 through 21. Unless, of course, you are the class that's in trouble, and then you get to do all of the problems. Okay, please be good. Make sure that you have a good note left. No talking. If you are talking and you don't already have all the problems, then that can happen for you. If you already do have all the problems, then your name is going to be left for me, and that's not going to be pretty. Okay, have a good day. Please make sure you do your best to get this done. If you have questions, please ask. It is due whenever you walk in the room tomorrow.